Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to my dirty garage with the Street Glide. Thought I'd show you a couple of things that I've done to it here. Put the backrest. These are backrest supports. I kind of battled quite a bit on whether I wanted to go with the chrome supports or the black ones, and I ultimately went with the black. I'm glad I did. It blends in a lot better. And I mistakenly read the instructions online. It looked like it came with the magnetic cap covers with the kit, but that's a separate item. But got the Screaming Eagle air cleaner stage 1 kit on it. All this is, remember, there's a big plastic air box in here. Now it's open, and I kind of went back and forth, and Kelly was the final decider on there. I went with the Screaming Eagle logo on the front. As I told you guys in one video that the air filter would disappear, or that it had a rubber piece to kick it back. It's just stopping the air from rushing down this little ram effect that the stock air filter had. But that opening is still accessible to the filter, which I worry about that in the rain. But the whole back of the filter is completely open. You can see my fingers inside there. But also, I put the and I didn't film any of this stuff. I mean, this is so straightforward and easy to do. And the exhaust is one of the things. I've got several comments that people wanted me to film installing. But it's these 2 bolts right here in the back and 1 clamp. You slide it off and you slide the new one on. And it doesn't come with the tips. And the tips is just a cup that mounts to the end of the exhaust. And then you can see the screws there. It mounts the tips on. I was very surprised that these were anodized billet. The picture made it look like it was tin. So I wasn't sure what I was going to get out of that. You can see I'm wearing my stupid hot pepper pants. I love these wings. The Ultras and stuff come with these. Oh man, they work so good. You can turn these things up and it kicks into the vents of your jacket. Knocks some additional negative pressure behind the screen on those windy days. It's all dirty at the moment. Dust from driving up and down our road, my dirt road, and bugs. But as far as accessories, yeah, it's, what I've done so far is the back, of course, the mounting kit, the backrest, which I got the taller one for 2 reasons. It's more comfortable for Kelly, and for those road trips I can pack that thing down real good. That worked really good on the Indian. I went with the tall one because that's all we had at the store. We're out of stock on the shorter ones. I thought, well, I'll go with the tall one. Well, the tall one turned out to be by far the better way to go. But unlike the Indian, I was kind of disappointed when I seen how this mounted. It hooks against the shock and then clips on the first mount, and then the luggage rack will hook on this mount and clip on the back. So the old trick of knocking the 1 clamp out and picking everything, the backrest, luggage rack, and all my gear, just unclipping it and walking off with it. I won't be able to do that on the Road King or the Street Glide. But I immediately, when I got home, took that heel. I cannot stand those things. I am not going to relearn how to ride a motorcycle. Plus, I like to ride with the ball on my feet back here. I like my feet back as far as possible. So, cruising, I ride with the ball on my feet right there, almost like it's a peg. And then I have the option of moving all around. But that heel shifter sticks out here, and you basically have this spot to put your feet on. I don't have huge feet, but that's very limiting. I couldn't imagine some guy wearing 15, size shoes or something, that'd be crazy. And the old foot pegs, they're adjustable, but I've been, for my personal use, I've been happy right where they're at, so I've left them there. That was just open because I had the cover off. That's where the DCT port is. to hook up. Anyway, I night before last, I came out here and I flashed it first, and then I installed the exhaust and air cleaner kit, and then at about, I don't know, it was like 9:45, 10 o'clock or something, I took it for a loop around that Eaton Road loop that I've taken you guys on a few times, and with the stage 1 flash, and there was a, oh man, there was a huge, I couldn't believe, with a stage 1 flash. You know, this kills me. That's a lot of dealers charge just for that stage 1 flash and send you on your way. But around the 3 to 3,500 mark, there was a substantial flat spot, and I was getting not a lot, but I was getting more. Well, basically there should be none. Every once in a while you're gonna get a pop, but I was getting quite a bit of decel pop, and when I say quite a bit, I mean it had some. It wasn't like every time I rolled off the throttle, blah 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 blah. But it was there often enough. I didn't like it, and so you know, it was cooler. I didn't have the bike up the full temp, so I didn't come in and I didn't record the run. I just put the stage 1 flash and then went for a rip. So yesterday I got off work, took her for a decent ride and got her warmed up, you know, because it needs to be at full operating temperature, and I had the VCI connected to it. I got the tuner and everything's all, I just put it back in the bag, but that's the Super Tuner Pro, the USB cable, and then the new cable that allows it to connect to CAN bus system. And here's I love all the all the warnings and stuff they have on here. But anyway, that's what the Super Tuner Pro comes in that. Oh, here's the that's the back side of the airbox. That's what's all missing. And there's the stock 103 and stock air filter and stuff. Anyway, all that's eliminated, so the air now comes in from everywhere instead of just through the front hole. But and when I was goofing around here yesterday, I discovered my belt is set too tight by half of minimum. Crazy. It should be, if you do the math, it should be between 4 and 7 graduations on the little deal here. Well, I'm at 2.5, so that thing's way too tight. So that's creating some tranny growl as well. And I've got just shy of 1,000 miles on it. Where am I at now? 815. So that's crazy. That I know that, like on Spyders and certain motorcycles, you set them tighter than normal when the belt is new, but I see no reference to that in the shop manual. So I'm gonna adjust it to. I don't like to be at the minimum, and I don't like to be at the maximum loose. I just like with the Spyders and other bikes, I like to put them right in the middle. If you get them too tight, you get tranny howl and, you know, weird noises. And, you know, these things are designed to take it, you know, at the minimum. But you got to remember, there's, you know, that tight belt is working on some bearings up there. You don't want to be too tight. So I'm going to pull the bags off here and loosen the axle and kick that belt back just a skosh, get her within minimum. Or I'm going to put it right in the middle. So anyway, I did take it for that run yesterday after I got off work. Did a recorded run, and I did the whole deal where you got your percentage of throttle and then these RPM ranges, and you try to do this in every gear you can. It's almost like you're doing a poor man's dyno run, you know, without the with no dyno. But there's a way you can do it without the dyno. Not as good. nowhere near as good. Don't be fooled into thinking this is the equivalent of having this thing tuned on a dyno. I'm telling you, it's a wholesale difference. But you know, for just getting this thing right, so that it's not running too lean and all that crap, it'll get you by. I've done that on my other Harleys, and it worked great. The 72 was dyno tuned at Latest Motorsports, or Latest Harley Davidson in Gladstone, Oregon, and I did some recorded runs on it, and the suggested changes was like 0.04%. So needless to say, I didn't adjust anything. That thing was so perfect and so exact. But that was a strong running bike. That 72 was quick. But anyway, I did that run, and I had the camera on, and it was evening light, so I did take it for a little rip, and we'll switch to that video, and that'll be the end of this. But anyway, like a lot of Japanese bikes, the catalytic converter is in the mufflers, and for some reason I thought Harleys were the same way. But when I didn't see the cats in the stock exhaust, I did some investigating, and the cat is sitting where it goes 2 into 1, and it splits back off at 2 again, right in here. The catalytic converter is sitting right in here. Just a little honeycomb thing, and it's not the end of the world. Hi, Abby. What are you doing? Why are you acting all shy? Did you do something wrong? What are you doing? You've been up to no damn good, haven't you, dog? Yeah, old girl. You got all kinds of a guilty look going on there. Probably because you snuck through the door, isn't it? Yeah, you just figured out how to open that door and just came on in. Figured that probably wasn't the right thing to do, huh? Anyway, I'll switch to that video, and you guys can see the first run. After I did a recorded run, ran it through the Smart Tune, and boy, did it make some changes. Whoa, some huge changes. So stage 1 alone, it isn't enough. If you're gonna do the stage 1, I'd pay the extra money and have them dyno it. Or buy the box and learn the software and do it yourself. But it was amazing the changes that were made after doing the first initial recorded run and going through the all the steps, of different percents of throttle from 2000 RPM to basically redline. And you do that with each gear. And you can do all that within the VCI records for 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, you can get all that done. Then I do some goofing around, idling, and some, from high RPM, just full let go of the throttle. And I do some other playing around. And then I did one, which I'll show you here in a second, that, I recorded a second time. And it made some pretty decent changes, and it was like in specific spots this time. So you can tell a little, it's working its way to fine tuning. And what I'll probably do 2 more of just goof around rides, not the full 10% throttle, 20% throttle, 30% throttle, first, second, all through 6 gear, doing the whole spiel. I'll ride it like I'm going to ride it, and I'll play around and be brisk with it for those times. You want to get a lot of hit counts on each one of those cells. So I'm going to go out and do another recorded run today, and come back and do some fine tuning, and I'll goof around with it till it quits adjusting. F3, I had to loan out my RT demo to a nice couple that had a ride with the Spider Rider group, the Columbia River chapter, today to go into Hood River, Oregon. And anyway, they're taking it. Here's some of my old photos that were hanging in Pro Caliber. I did these back in '06, and these were hanging all around the store. In fact, other part of the store it's still hanging, but these are all the ones that were over on the Indian side. So these all got removed, and they've been up so long that they've outlived their usefulness. And anyway, I got some more hanging around here somewhere. When they do different things, remodeling, there's not a spot for it, but all these were sitting on the Indian side and got taken down. But anyway, the old F3, she was fun to ride home yesterday. What an animal. I think it's so much fun. Anyway, I've already made this way too long, so here's that video of the first ride after the stage 1 flash, a recorded run, and this was a second ride doing the second recorded run, which I adjusted. I haven't ridden it since then. It was too dark and it gets to be too many bugs out. They're attracted to the headlight, so you know you're a target going down the road. Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to the first ride on the man. Look at Rainier. Literally, I see this from across my field. Is that beautiful or what? Man, you almost have to see that tonight. She's just sticking out. Just huge as life. Anyway, it is 8:07. Sunset's about 8:30. I'm riding along with no glasses, no gloves. I've already done a recorded run, and I keep forgetting I got 6th gear. I've already done a recorded run, and I'm just out goofing off at the moment. So so beautiful out here. I thought I'd turn you on for a moment. Let's get the old VCI in record mode. I'm just basically gonna goof off for right now. Alright, so she's recording 8:18. It's weird having the additional RPMs on it. It doesn't go quite as high as a Sportster. A Sportster goes from 5,500 to 7,500, and I can do that with this, but by default it goes from 5,500 to 6,500. And really, these unless you've done a lot of work, I can see Mount St. Helens right back there, right where that tree sticking up. It's behind it, but that'll be harder to see. But Mount Rainier, whoo, she is like right there going, hello everybody. You've got to see that bump out there. She's got a nice pull to her now. And as you can tell, it makes more noise. See how my decel. Oh yeah. One recorded run and one little adjustment, and man, she had a flat spot right at 3,000 RPMs, and that is not there anymore. She definitely makes some more racket. But if you read the literature on this thing, you know, hardly pretty much. Oh, there's a deer that just leaped over a fence. Right there, we should be able to see that one. Yeah, it's right there. See it? See the bushes right there? It's just a little feller. But I am 196 miles from her first service, so I'm looking forward to getting some fresh tranny oil and stuff like that in her. the brakes work and how well it handles, I'm just absolutely convinced there's a skeleton in the closet with this thing, but I can't seem to find it. She just shits and gets. But oh yeah, I'm telling you, just for stage 1 air filter and just their, I guess you call it stage 1 exhaust or whatever, it's their Screaming Eagle big cannon or something with a cannon in it. I've mentioned that thing probably 10 times in different vlogs, and that you'll probably never see most of, but and it I still haven't looked up to see what the actual name is. But man, when you're just kind of loafing along and not really doing much, this thing's just got a nice deep rumble to it. And when I was feathering the throttle there, I got a little bit of pop action there, but you'll get that every once in a while with freer exhaust. So I kicked the spring down 1.5 turns, and it seemed to help quite a bit. I am actually, the setting, I am way under my weight, but that seems to be the norm, you know. A little pop on the shift, but it'll record again and adjust. Now the nice thing about it, this thing, the VCI records for 15 minutes, and you don't have to, if you go over to 15 minutes, the light will go from a slow flash to a fast flash, and the fast flash is just saying the buffer is full, and just hit the button and turn it off. But the main thing is do not cycle the key while it's in the recording mode, because why is this lady always out doing something in her lawn? It's crazy. She's always out here. She must be a fetish over it or something. And she never waves. She just looks really angry. Maybe she's out there doing it because her husband or boyfriend or whatever's supposed to be doing it didn't. So she finds herself out there doing it. I shouldn't be revving this thing up at 8 o'clock. That was a big hole. At 8 o'clock at night, because people are settling down for their dinner and stuff. Look at all the leaves that are falling out here already. You did this last year too. If you guys are long-time followers, I was like freaking out. I'm going, what the hell? The leaves are falling like it's fall or something. But it's only because it's just been so dry, I think. I don't know, the trees are doing weird stuff because of it. But what I was going to say, once you get into the like the 5,000 RPM range, this motor is meant to be torquey down low, you know. It's their, you know, they tote these things as the high torque. And because it's, you know, it's in their touring lineup, and you're not going to be revving the shit out of one of these things. Well, you can tell that cam, so you can feel that cam profile. I mean, once pretty much I get about 4,500 and things just kind of flatten out, but anything under that, she just pulls hard. I just want to do a few revs here to get some samples. But you're just kind of revving to rev. But man, you short shift and just bark down into that, you know, between the 25 and basically between 2 and 4. This thing just got, it just pulls. I like it. You just keep, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a Harley, you know. If you do some heavy mods on it, then it'll, you know, you'll lose some of that bottom end torque, and you'll get some top end power out of it. But let's face it, what are we doing with our bikes? What am I going to do with this thing? I'm going to be cruising around at lower RPMs. I'm not going to be road racing this thing around. I have no idea. I haven't recorded this exhaust at all, so it may come across as quite crappy sounding over the microphone. We got people dialing the sheriff right now. That damn kid on that motorcycle is back through here again. It's a chance of rain. Today's Friday the 7th. It's the chance of rain tomorrow and the next day. That's really unfortunate. Yes, here's a definite flat spot with full throttle. It's almost like it's getting too much air or something, who knows. But this thing will keep adjusting, and already you won't believe the difference between just the straight stage 1 flash and what I've done to it. I mean, with the changes it made, I'll go, I need to hook up the camera and bring my remote, because this thing's going to work good. And man, there was quite a bit of decel popping before, which is mostly gone. There's a very definite, I'd say just past 4,500, there's a torque curve that rolls and it just flattens off, and seems like about 55 it's rolling down and out, which is, I have no issues with that at all. I'm not going to be running around revving up, you know, a freaking expensive new motorcycle. I love the leaves being on the ground, and it's a cool night. It's hey, I lost my, oh, because the nav's not on. I'd say I lost my damn temperature. Oh my god, I'm thinking it's nice and cool. It's 80 degrees out here. Goes to show you it's been hot. Been hella hot. And let's see, so I'm 10 minutes into it. So I got until 8:23 before she signs off on me, or it fills the buffer. I mean, the deers are rampant around here. I'm afraid to come bombing through here too fast. You see that guy jerk all of a sudden? That sumbitch no more seen me than flying. I actually scared him when he noticed me. There's that kind of just, you know, that floating throttle thing I'm getting, as you kind of feather the throttle. I'm getting a couple little tiny pops out of it. But man, just floating along here. Where was that big ass hole at? Did I already pass that? Man, just the lightest throttle. She just goes, hello. So her nickname hasn't come to me yet. Somebody suggested Black Beauty, but I don't know. I mean, that's cool and all, but just not sure what I don't know. It's just got to come to me, because I don't pick a name for them. I just a nickname comes to me. I've just been calling it the old Street Glide. Maybe that's going to be it, just the old Street Glide. The one thing that about doing these things that is annoying is, I swear the intake makes as much or more noise than the exhaust sometimes. So what am I, 820? I mean, I could run till just let the buffer fill up. Doesn't hurt. I thought I'd get a little bit of real world riding out of it here. I'll just keep doing them until it makes really small changes. Wow. I literally, one finger, and I don't mean to, I'm not throwing you the bird, but I usually ride 2 fingers up, and you just need 1 finger with this thing. This son of a bitch just flat has some crazy powerful brakes. So I watched this test with a or a comparison, I guess, review. It was a comparison, I guess, between the Chieftain and the kind of standard Street Glide that didn't have ABS, and if it doesn't have ABS, it can't have the link. You can have ABS, but the special comes with ABS plus that electronically linked, and for the most part, it ignores it, and I just think that's fantastic. But if I grab see, I can feel that just suddenly stab the front brake. You can it's like almost like this little, almost like an ABS buzz you feel in the lever, and then you feel it drag more as it grabs the rear. So if you just suddenly just stab the brake on this thing, it'll activate the other brake. So, but when you're goofing around, slower speeds and stuff like that, it's just turned off, or it just ignores everything you do. So I'm right at a minute, or I'm right at the 15 minutes, so I'm gonna stop it there. Get back to a solid light. So geez, that guy almost looked like he wasn't riding with the helmet, didn't he? Should we go goof with him here a little bit? Gears on it. But anyway, on a nice Friday evening, it's very comfortable out here. Now it's showing 75. That feels more like it. Maybe because I just turned that thing on, it was, because it seems to be a delay. It like reads whatever it was reading last and then kicks back at 76. Anyway, I'm gonna roll out on you guys. We'll chit chat with you later. Thanks for coming on for a little ride on the